So from landing a really exciting web design project to getting my first YouTube paycheck, I made more money than ever before at my business in December, and that is so exciting and would not have been possible without you guys. So first of all, thank you. But before we get into the numbers and the whole breakdown of everything, I do just want to acknowledge that I have a partner who is supporting me while I try and make this my career, that I am a reasonably able-bodied person, and that translates into some advantages that I have over other people. And I am taking full advantage of that in trying to make a life that I love. But the last thing that I want you to do is to compare yourself to the numbers that I will present in this video without having an awareness of all of the advantages that I have. So with that, let's get into the video. So to start off with, let's talk about Patreon. So over on Patreon, I have a couple of different tiers. I just launched some new ones this month that are like physical rewards, but in December, I only had like the digital reward tiers where I offered like Notion templates, photo reference packs, and exclusive videos. So just to name a couple of things, but I have a $3 tier and a $5 tier over on Patreon, and in December I made $54.30 from Patreon. I've added some more patrons since then, so now I'm making $67 a month, but I just wanted to let you guys know sort of where I was at in December. So in our spreadsheet over here, let's add $54.30. And this spreadsheet, by the way, is a part of my business plan Notion template, which is over on my shop if you guys are interested in that. Now let's talk about freelance work. So I do a lot of different stuff for freelance work that I consider in this broad category. I am signed on to a virtual assistant agency, and basically I just help people do lots of tedious tasks that they earn too much money to really justify spending time on it for them. So as an example, I helped someone retrieve 10 years of their medical records. I helped someone move across the country, figured out all the logistics for that, like moving companies. I am sort of scaling back virtual assistant work. I used to earn about $500 a month as a virtual assistant. Yeah, so I've been scaling that back, and in December I made $113.59. So we're gonna add that in our spreadsheet, and then I will tally this up at the end for you guys. And over here, by the way, this is my desired income. It just helps me sort of play around with what I want my annual salary to be like and what it would look like if I put priority on different income streams to sort of just take a look at what that would be. And then, yeah, I have an income type. I have passive or active, depending on whether I have to put work into making every single dollar or not, and the status, whether I am currently making money, currently trying to work at making money, or I haven't started it yet. And I also do freelance video editing for a couple of creators over on YouTube. That work is also, again, pretty sporadic. I have a couple of clients that I really enjoy working with, but they're like not super consistent posters. They're not super consistent creators or uploaders. So I only do a couple of videos with them per month, but they're trying to be more consistent, and that is going to be really beneficial for me because that means my income will be more consistent from that income stream. So for video editing in December, I made $125. I'll also be raising my hourly rate for video editing. So right now I'm charging $25 an hour, and in March I'm raising that up to $45 an hour. So it'll be easier for me to make a living from that if I wanted to. And also I realized that I was pretty severely undercharging myself relative to the market rate. And the third thing that I do as a freelancer is guest starring in other YouTube channels. So you might have seen me on Kid Millionaire's channel. You might know me from Kid Millionaire's channel if you're a new subscriber, but I have been guest starring on Dan Ikas's now Kid Millionaire's channel, and they pay me a just small amount of money every single video that I make for them. But I want to preface this by saying that like the money that Kid Millionaire pays me is like not my primary motivation to working with them. It like the biggest draw for me is exposure to their audience and the ability to grow my own audience. So if you found me via the Kid Millionaire videos, that is the reason that I am making that content, that exposure, and not like the rate that they're paying me. But in collaborations, I made $100 in December. And lastly, the biggest piece of the pie for me, not just in freelance work, but for the whole month, was web design. In December, I landed a great web design project with some awesome clients that had a really generous pay rate, and they wanted their website designed really fast. So in a week, I made a really awesome amount of money. I made like over $1,800. For web design, I made $1,825, but I reserved $500 of that for taxes, so I only like took home about $1,300 of that money. And the last thing that I want to mention before we talk about YouTube is digital products. So I have 2 digital products right now in my shop. I have the Artist YouTuber Workbook, which is basically designed to help you start a YouTube channel as an artist and build a coherent long-term strategy, figure out your identity, all of that kind of stuff. And I also have the business template, which we're using right now actually. And in December, I made $50 off of the digital products. So what you came here to see, YouTube. So I was monetized on YouTube in the middle of November, like exactly November 15th, if I remember correctly. And I made $87-ish for the rest of November. And unfortunately, that meant that I wasn't paid out for that money the next month. So because I didn't meet the $100 payout threshold in November, I had to wait and receive my November and December earnings on January 20th, which was a couple of days ago for me. It just hit my bank account, which was awesome. So my first YouTube paycheck for November and December was $328. $240 of that was from December. So I'm not really 100% sure what to put here. Let's put 241 and let's pretend that like we're treating November separately from December, even though technically I earned no money from YouTube in November and December because I wasn't paid out until January. It's confusing, but for simplicity's sake, let's just say that I earned $241 from AdSense in December, which is true, but I wasn't paid out until January. I hope that makes sense. So in total, in December, I earned $2,508.89. And for me, that's a lot. For some of you, it might be more than you've ever dreamed of, and it also could be like pennies to what you're used to. And I really, again, want this video to be a resource. I don't want it to be a pity party or a brag session. I just want this to be information that's available for you, because what I'm hoping, of course, is to make more money in the future. And I think it would be awesome if I had these videos to look back on and sort of compare my previous earnings to my future earnings. So I hope all of this makes sense. And yeah, that's basically all the information that I have for you guys in this video. That's how much money I made in December. And if you're interested in a deep dive into my YouTube analytics, you want to know how much my CPM was, my RPM, my views, all of that stuff, you can check out my Patreon for that information. And I am also launching YouTube memberships. So I want to start streaming regularly. I streamed recently to celebrate hitting 5K and I had a lot of fun. So I want to start streaming at least once a week, probably on a Friday. And if you become a channel member, you get access to like sub badges, basically cool emotes we can use during stream, a 15% off discount to all the products in my online shop, which I am hoping to add more to very, very soon. And I will also make answering your comments on my videos a top priority for me. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video useful and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.